If you found this video enjoyable, please leave a like and hell, even subscribe if you want to. It only takes 2 clicks, and push that notification bell just to get the messages for my videos. That would be greatly appreciated. So with our last Jojo video doing so well, I kind of had an epiphany while making it and kind of after seeing the video do well about the rock humans. There was a small idea I had in that video just kind of saying, wow, the rock humans are really important to the plot of this story. And then I said, I want to talk about them. And of course, in this video, we're going to talk about them because I genuinely find the rock humans to be very interesting. Probably, to be totally honest, one of the more interesting things in all of Jojo. Now, of course, fitting in the themes of the alternate universe, the rock humans are clearly the alternate universe take of the Pillarmen. Well, at least the race. I can't really pinpoint if any of the Pillarmen resemble any of the rock humans. Maybe Toru and Cars slightly, but I'm probably pushing a little bit too far for that. And there's really not that much of a comparison between either of these races. In part 2, the Pillarmen do not get explained very well or at all, to be totally honest. We don't really get a pretty in-depth look at them at all. Very briefly we do, but overall it wasn't kind of satisfying, at least in my taste. But when it comes to the rock humans and Araki's, 30 years of doing manga, he's really gone in depth a crazy amount on the rock humans, their biology, their sleeping patterns, how they look, their overall sexual interactions with humans. Araki's really gone balls to the walls with the rock humans, and I'm genuinely happy because of that. We genuinely don't get to see this from Araki very often. Araki usually leaves things wide open for fan speculation rampantly. Anything from the stand arrows to, of course, the Pillarmen, the backstory of Hamon, etc. But in this case, for whatever reason, Araki's really done his homework and just gone full-on crazy man with the backstories of the rock humans and of course their biology. Why? I could not tell you whatsoever, but what I can say is that I'm loving it. Genuinely and honestly speaking from the heart here, the reason why I think JoJo succeeds so much is because of the rock humans. Getting those informational pages on each individual member of the rock humans that are important to the JoJo story is just extremely fascinating to me, just because how Araki lays it out and explains it so in-depthly is just highly intriguing and really keeps you engaged with the story of JoJo month by month. But moving on forward from the rock humans as a species, but as characters individually, I love them dearly. And I'm only going to bring up 3 here just because of, time's sake, and just because I only think I need 3 to really get my point across here. Those 3 being Yatsuyu, Tamaki, and Toru. Now, why I chose these 3 specifically is because all of them really have something that really just show the rock human kind of species uniquely. Starting in chronological order, Yatsuyu is a very interesting start to the mystery of the rock humans. Overall, having a creepy demeanor in the beginning part of his arc and eventually evolving into a very kind of almost serious and badass character that just wants to kill Josuke because of, spoilers, the Rokakaka, really starts to show that the rock humans mean business in Morio. Oh yeah, and also turning into an actual living rock with actually no explanation in these beginning chapters really left an air of mystery to this part that I think added to, also the other layers of mystery being, of course, Josuke. But to add on top of that, Tsurugi also kind of like low-key mentions that, the rock humans live in society, and I'll throw up the panel of course, but there was almost this kind of creepiness to it that like these guys are almost everywhere but not everywhere, which really is super intriguing to me as reading this of course multiple times, but as a first time reader that's just kind of perfect. Like, you feel me? I can't really explain it too well in word form, but like Araki just nailed it. I'm just gonna say that. And then Araki lays those ideas down, waiting a bit of time and kind of getting the viewer's experience with the rock humans to eventually kind of naturally flow. And then he just gives a massive amount of lore dump to us in 2 pages, and then we're just supposed to take this in. Now there is a lot of information here from their biology, from how nature interacts with them, and how they literally just blend into any environment as a rock when they transform. And there's just a lot of information here. Anything from social life and language to theology, philosophy, eating habits. It's just, Araki goes a lot more in depth than he should have, but I'm gonna take it. It's cool. I love this. I love reading this type of stuff. And surprisingly enough, a lot of this stuff goes back into future rock humans. And speaking about the future rock humans, Tamaki. Now this is a very good case for the rock humans to show what they truly are, and they're not really human, if you kind of get me. Tamaki is sick, evil, tormenting. He's just not a good person. Of course, his design is based off of almost a New York mob boss kind of look, which fits with his character. Now, all the rock humans we've seen up to the point of Tamaki have kind of been more or less evil, or more or less you could just say they are driven by their passions, but Tamaki just straight up starts torturing people, and you eventually kind of see that this gang of rock humans are not, human at all. It's kind of almost a mislabeling of character. Rock humans are kind of vicious. They're not human-like at all. They kill their sexual partners if, of course, they are human. They're greedy, they're evil. They're just overall kind of the almost bad people of society multiplied 10 times over. Rock humans aren't nice people, and Tamaki is the perfect example of that. Everything from his looks to his stand just shows that he isn't a good person at all. And that's just really cool and highly intriguing in this story of mystery. And surprisingly enough, after the point of Tamaki being shown up, all the rock humans after him are kind of, psychopathic murderers, which is weird and really makes you think, are rock humans truly humans if they're doing all this killing? Kind of, that's kind of psychological aspect of it all. And our final example to show why these guys are so terrifying and genius, Toru. With previous rock humans, they are either two things, mysterious or killers. Majority of the time, killers. Toru shows what rock humans are in their base nature, greedy and power loving. From birth, rock humans want power. From killing that hornet's nest to eventually becoming a full-grown adult, they strive to seek lands of power. Rock humans like places where there is power and wealth to be sought. And Morio being the place next to the walleyes where stand users of course are born sometimes, this would be an obvious choice for many rock humans. But Toru isn't a killer. Well, at least at first. Toru sneaks his way into society, eventually building the trust of many people at the hospital and eventually using his stand to become the head doctor, and of course rule from there. But where it gets terrifying is the fact that Toru does nothing. He stands there menacingly. The fact that Toru literally snuck his way into a high position of power with little to no effort from what we have seen is ridiculously terrifying. From where he is, he can easily produce the Rokakaka and give it out to, of course, Tamaki and the others to, of course, distribute power amongst them all, which is genius. But the fact that Toru just did that so casually over, I'm assuming, a kind of long period of time is ridiculous. And the fact that his stand can protect him so well just adds upon that terrifyingness and just his overall power as a rock human. And the crazy thing is though, this probably isn't a one-off case. A large majority of rock humans are stand users, and assuming that sometimes stands can be equal or above other stands in terms of power, this most likely means there's probably a stand out there that rivals Wonder Review in the rock human society, maybe, meaning that there are probably a lot of cases in the Jojolian universe / the Steel Ball Run universe where this happens a lot, where a rock human takes a large position of power and holds on to that power without a threat of, losing it. At the end of the day, rock humans as a species are just humanity's worst 10 times over. They're greedy, they're evil, they're killers, they're powerful, they're power hungry, they're overwhelmingly strong. They live lives so opposite to humans but yet so close. Araki has truly perfected making a race of creatures that genuinely are terrifying to the absolute most extreme, because what is more terrifying than man himself to man? Well, that's going to be the end of the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, stay hydrated. I'll see you in the next one, ladies and gentlemen.